The next few minutes, I'll show you 10 simple steps to help you write better proposals and to win more government and corporate contracts. You don't need to be a perfect writer to win big contracts. See, writing proposals is less about fancy words and more about knowing what to say and how to say it. Now, before we begin, let's introduce a framework that will guide everything that we do today. And as you know, I love a good acronym. So this acronym is called Proposals Squared. It's a memorable acronym which incorporates our 10 proposal writing principles. Now, every segment of today's guide will tie back to these principles. And to add even more value, I want to share a special piece of writing advice I have found incredibly helpful in winning big bids from one of the best writers and public speakers in the world, Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. His 10-step essay writing guide is more than an academic tool. It is a strategy for life, a strategy of how to live your life through writing. We'll incorporate the spirit of his approach in our segment of establishing proper writing protocol. So let's get started. We're going to start with the first P in the proposal squared, which is problem alignment. Before you begin writing, align yourself with the problem your client is trying to resolve. I can't tell you how many times I have seen proposals that were submitted into a municipal client and they were completely out of touch with what the client's needs were. See, a proposal is not a glorified brochure. It's a response to a client's specific requests. It solves a problem. It's your business plan in action, not your business plan on paper. So for example, if a city issues an RFP asking for water meter replacements and you send them a generic company overview of your meter deployment services, you've already lost, okay? Here's a pro tip. Read the RFP at least 3 times. And each time you read the RFP, you're gonna read it for a different sense. The first time you're gonna read it for context, okay? The second time you're going to read it for scope. And the third time you're gonna read it for the evaluation metrics. Now, what does all of that mean? I get it. If you're reading for context, this means that you're understanding the big picture. Like, why is the client asking for this? What's going on behind the scenes? For example, if a city is replacing water meters, the context might be that the residents are complaining about high water bills or old meters that are failing, or maybe they're not getting their monthly bills in a timely fashion. Your goal is to understand the context behind the problem. The second time you read the RFP, you're going to read the RFP. And the RFP, for those of you who don't know, it stands for request for proposal. The second time you read the RFP, you're going to read it for scope. Okay, scope is what the project will deliver. What exactly are they asking for? Are they just asking for the installation of meters, or are they also asking for maintenance? Are they asking for reporting and customer outreach? You need to know the size and boundaries of the job, and systemically, like a checklist, make sure that you're addressing every one of their concerns. And 3, as I said, you're looking for evaluation metrics. See, these are the standards that the reviewers will use to grade your proposal. Think of it like a grading rubric that you used to have in school, okay? So examples of evaluation matrix might include like your technical approach. Does your plan make sense? Past performance, have you done this before? Your pricing, is it cost effective? Your schedule, can you deliver on time, or do you have other things that might push back their timelines? You want to translate the client's request into their underlying problem and ask yourself, what pain point are they hoping to resolve? And understanding the real problem is what set winning proposals apart. Step 2, responsive answers. Answer the questions clearly. Don't dance around them. See, each question or requirement in the RFP should have a direct response in your proposal. So for example, if the RFP asks, what is your project timeline? You don't want to answer, we work fast. Instead, you want to say something more like, our proposed timeline is 120 days from the contract award. And then you want to set the stage with several milestones. So you might say within 30 days, we're going to acquire A. Within 60 days, we're going to accomplish B. Within 90 days, we're going to accomplish C. And that at the 120-day mark, this is what the project looks like in its fulfillment. And these are all the determining factors for project closeout. Here's a pro tip. Always use the client's language. See, if they say project schedule, don't change it to timeline. Match their terms. It shows that you're paying attention to the client and that you are, in essence, you're acclimating yourself to their environment. You're becoming like them. You're learning to speak their language. Use bullet points to make answers easy to find. Label each section within your proposal with the same names and numbers used in the RFP. Step 3, obey instructions. Every RFP comes with rules, and these can include page limits, font size, required sections, or how to submit. Ignoring even one of these instructions can get you disqualified. So for example, if they ask for a 10-page proposal, don't turn in 12. If they ask for an Arial font size 11, don't use Times New Romans size 12. Follow their directions exactly. Here's a pro tip. Think of the RFP like a recipe. If it says bake at 350 degrees for 30 minutes, you won't bake at 400 degrees for 20. See, the results won't turn out right, and you won't win the contract for something super silly, all right? Step 4, present clear solutions. This is something that I just see it all the time. Present clear solutions. See, your proposal should show exactly how you'll solve the client's problems. No fluff. Be simple, be clear, and be confident in your opportunity, in the offer, into what you're offering the local municipality. So for example, don't just say, we offer comprehensive services tailored to your needs. Instead, write, we replaced 5,000 water meters in 4 months using a 3-phase installation plan with weekly reporting. Break complex ideas into simple steps. Use diagrams or timelines when needed. The easier your solution is to understand, the more likely you are to win the bid. Now, before I get into stage 5, if you're feeling tightness in your chest and you're overwhelmed by the process, just pause, take a deep breath, and know that we already got your back. This is what we have figured out. It has taken me years to understand this process. If you feel like you're up against a strict deadline to submitting a proposal and you need the Olivia Pope of the proposal writing process, have no fear. The Win Big Bids family is here. If you're a busy entrepreneur who wants to win contracts but hates proposal writing, let us do it for you. Our concierge service gives you trained support to help you manage deadlines, build proposal outlines, organize documents, to communicate with subcontractors, to prepare submissions and packages, and so much more. See, whether you're a beginner or scaling your business, this is your shortcut to professional winning proposals. Click the link below to learn more, to apply to see if you qualify for our concierge support. Don't miss your next big bid. Back to step 5. Outline a strategic plan. Think like a project manager. Show them your plan from start to finish. Your plan might include something like a kickoff meeting. This is like usually the first big team meeting where everyone comes to the table before the project starts and everyone talks about what needs to be done, who's doing what, and when things are due. Think of it like a team huddle before the game, and plan as if you already have the job. You want to talk about equipment delivery, the tools and supplies, and when they will be delivered. What is the time gap between delivery versus your order time? You want to be very transparent. You want to show your client that you have the ability and capability of executing work on a high level, and you can show them all the details. Why? Because you are the expert. You want to present work schedules. This is a calendar for the project. It shows what will happen each week and who's doing what level of work. Just like school has a class schedule, a project has a work schedule to keep everything on track. You want to talk about your quality control metrics. These are regular inspections to help make sure that the work is being done correctly. It's like checking your homework before you're turning it in, except you're checking the work before showing it to the client. And lastly, final walkthrough. This is the last step before the project is done, right? Everyone goes over the work together to make sure everything that looks good and that nothing is broken and everything is complete. Make sure your proposal explains who is responsible of doing what. Make sure you have an organizational chart that shows that you actually have a team. And if you're just starting out for the first time, then maybe it might be very important for you to be a part of a team so that you can kind of get a better sense as to how it's done, or you can join one of our trainings to really just show you like how to make your team look together, well put together. All right. Make sure your proposal explains who will be doing all the different components of works and when it will happen, how you'll report your progress. And here's a pro tip. A clear plan builds confidence. If the client believes you're organized, they'll believe that you can deliver. Step 6, S. Skip the sales fluff. Avoid vague phrases like, we're the best in the business. Back up every claim that you have with facts, with data, with examples. And if you don't have the work history of facts, data, and examples, then join hands with someone who does. See, instead of saying, we're known for quality, say, we've completed 12 similar projects in the past 3 years, and we've had a 98% client satisfaction rate. Let your work speak for itself. Step 7, apply tools with intent. Use technology to help you, but not to replace you. So So use Google Docs, use Microsoft Teams to collaborate, use Grammarly to help check your grammar, use AI to brainstorm ideas, but never copy and paste blindly. I have seen it with my own eyes, and it is actually embarrassing. Your name on anything that you submit stands for your reputation. You need to take the time to build your plan. And yes, we can use these tools to leverage, but these tools should never replace you. And here's a pro tip: review everything yourself. See, tools help to polish the proposal, but the thinking must be done in your own brain, okay? The thinking must be done by you. Step 8, lead with clarity. Make it easy to read. Use headers, use bullet points, use short paragraphs. For example, you can use a bold section for your section titles. Make sure that you add page numbers at the end of every page. Use one font throughout your document and only possibly change those fonts if you really want to emphasize a specific point. And here's a pro tip: the evaluator should never struggle to find your answer. Help them help you win. Step 9, simplify your evaluation. Make your proposal easy to grade. Match your answer to their scoring rubric, right? So if 30 points are for technical approach, make sure that that section is detailed and maybe you label it technical approach. You're making it easy for them to find. And then you want to add a checklist at the end of your proposal and label every attachment clearly. See, if they've asked for 5 items, then they should see 5 labeled tabs corresponding to the 5 items that they're requesting. Step 10 is the last S in the proposal's acronym: strengthen your team. Proposal writing is a team sport. Invest in talent, assign roles clearly, and build relationships with experienced subcontractors and subject matter experts. Now, this is the area that I was telling you about, learning how to establish a proper protocols. I've been deeply inspired by Dr. Jordan Peterson's attitude towards writing. The way that he looks at it is that writing should become a way of life for you as you grow as an executive. And here's why. Strong writing skills are non-negotiable. Writing helps you to think better. If you can write, you can plan, you can persuade, you can lead. Clear writing equals clear thinking. A murky proposal signals a murky solution. Great writing is a habit. Write daily. Set up a distraction-free workspace. Invest in ergonomic tools, dual monitors, a quality keyboard, a real chair. And the morning time is when you have prime brain power. That time period between like 5 and 7 o'clock in the morning, that's when your brain is most open to ideas and concepts. I want you to wake up early and write down what is on your mind, even if you do what we call a brain dump. Write when your mind is sharp, even if it's just 15 minutes a day. These are some practical writing rules that I have received from Dr. Peterson. Keep your sentences short. Aim for no more than 10 words per sentence. Keep your paragraphs focused. Use no more than 10 sentences per paragraph. Make sure each paragraph expresses one main idea. Start with a rough draft and then revise. You want to move things around. Writing is like a puzzle. The perfect alignment will not only sound right, it will look right. It will feel right. Delete any weak arguments that you have in your proposal and only keep the best arguments on paper. And always ask yourself when you're writing, can I say this more clearly, more simply, more succinctly? You should be able to write so clearly that a 5th grader should be able to understand you. Proposal writing is not a dissertation. No one is impressed by your big words. Your client will be convinced of your competence by your ability to simplify seemingly complex topics into digestible pieces. And remember, the person who can formulate and communicate the best argument always wins. The clearer your proposal, the more powerful your pitch. Let's quickly recap the proposal's framework. P, problem alignment. Understand and align with the client's expectation and pain points. R, responsive answers. Respond directly to every question and requirement in the RFP. O, obey. Meticulously follow all formatting, submission, and structural guidelines. P, present clear solutions. Provide thoughtful, actionable solutions to the client's stated needs as if you already have the job. O, outline a strategic plan. Demonstrate your strategic thinking and project governance capabilities. S, skip the sales fluff. Minimize promotional language. Focus on value, not hype. A, apply tools with intent. Use tools like AI and templates to enhance, but not to replace your expertise. L, lead with clarity. Keep your message short, simple, direct, and jargon-free. S, simplify evaluation. Make your proposal easy to score with organized, evaluator-friendly structures. And the last S, this is our S squared, strengthen your team. Build strong proposal teams to increase your capability and competitiveness. Download the free proposal project plan template linked below and comment with your biggest takeaways. Share this video with your team and subscribe for more insights on how to win big bids. Until next time, this is Alison Etinoff. Go win and win big.